Angeles County Deputy Public Defender Philip Dube. Philip, I want to get to that very important issue about opening the door for character evidence. We heard a little bit of a primer of the type of evidence that the state's talking about. Some people to come in, lay people, fact witnesses that Ahmaud like to run. That's an issue in this trial. Do you think that they're walking the line there of opening the door for character evidence?
As to who? As to Ahmaud?
As to Ahmaud, yes, sir.
Oh, of course, because listen, when you do that, you also open the door into his peaceful character. Listen, ultimately what you have is a kid wandering around in a neighborhood while he's jogging, who looks inside of a construction site like any curious person would. It's not as if he's carrying a duffel bag or rummaging around, or he's walking in there with a screwdriver or a wrench trying to remove fixtures. He's just a curious kid going through the property. It seems like a peaceful type of activity. And to believe as a result of that you have the right to detain and use deadly force, I think is going to be a reach for the co-defendants in this case. And I don't think a jury is going to embrace it. That's just my take. On the other hand, if there are specific instances of conduct on the part of Ahmaud where he was going around, cold cocking people, sucker punching people, or engaging in violent behavior, or maybe he was mentally ill or had some type of conduct disorder and would, at the drop of a hat or the drop of a dime, suddenly become violent or, unpredictable in his behavior, it should come into evidence. Now, on the other hand, the prosecutors are going to refute that with the video, because at the end of the day, you have three people chasing an unarmed kid. They're going to argue probably that they thought he had something in his waistband or he was reaching from behind. So you never know what a jury is going to do, but we'll see.
All right, now quickly, I just want to turn our attention to those false imprisonment charges. They're all facing that, and it's an extremely important charge, Philip, because this is how they're going to make felony murder if they don't get the intentional murder charge. And I think as far as Greg McMichael and Roddy Bryan, it's extremely important. I want to get your thoughts on that charge. Do they have the facts in this case to get to false imprisonment, which will get them to the felony murder? Again, generally, when you think of false imprisonment, you think of it including some show of force or threat of force. So I want to get your thoughts on that particular charge, which I think people are dismissing, but it's very, very important to this case.
Generally speaking, false arrest means that somebody is engaging in an unlawful restraint on another person's liberty. And under Georgia law, if I'm not mistaken, they have a private person's or a citizen's arrest statute that allows people to make apprehensions and apprehend suspects who have engaged in a felony. It is completely legal. You can detain them. You can actually bring them down to the station if you want. If they truly had reasonable cause or probable cause to believe that he was committing a trespass or a residential burglary, then that would not be a false imprisonment, right? I mean, we would think, okay, if they want to act like vigilantes, that's fine. But did you have to bring a gun with you for that behavior? I don't know. If they're arguing that they unnecessarily used deadly restraint to restrain his liberty, they may have a problem. They're going to have to show that their use of the gun was sensible, that it was appropriate, and that it was of sound judgment.
I think it's a tough hill to climb, but we shall see. All right, Philip, stand by. We're going to take a break right now, and after the break, we're going to take a sneak peek at